Hello, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Quick thing, sorry if my audio is terrible, I'm speaking with my AirPods. But anyways, this was my next art project. And here I was going for the same concept when I used this kind of canvas, which was to make a face. But during the sketch, I couldn't help but feel how ugly it was coming along. And honestly, this whole time working on this art project was a bit of a roller coaster for me. There was a lot of ups and downs on how I was feeling with either wanting to make this a face or just throwing it and trying something else. But honestly, when in doubt, just draw fucking flower. Oh, that's exactly what I did. So, you can't see it. But, in all honesty, with this sketch that I'm drawing on this cylinder platter, I don't know. Like, I was trying to copy what I did last time I had this type of canvas. And honestly, it's not working out for me. So, this is like one of those times where no thought should ever come into a piece when you're struggling to make sense of it. Because before, I said that I was gonna just let it marinate, and it's been marinating for a while, where I'm waiting for an idea to come to my mind for something to come out. But then I keep forgetting that not everything needs to be, perfect. And sometimes, I don't know, like the word bad art, even though this isn't really bad, but academic wise, this would be considered bad art, I think. But either way, I'm just having a grand old time with this. Doing whatever I want lately. And I can't be any happier. Well, minus the fact that today I kind of went through a little crisis, because when I start like fading in and out of reality, and what I mean by reality is like fading in and out of like just being present, especially at work, it gets pretty tough, because there's one side of me that wants to live a certain way, and then there's the other side of me that's like, are you sure you want to live like that? Like, let's think about this before we just make a crazy decision. So we'll see what it comes about. Honestly, I'm trusting in whatever divine being that's out there and praying that honestly they're just on my side when it comes to my one and only wish. No, not one and only wish, but one of my biggest wishes, which is just to keep doing this. So let's just put in the work and watch it just take charge and whatever it wants to be for me. So that's where my mind is at currently. Boy, did I let this just take whatever form it needed to take, because Jesus, if there's one thing that I admire mostly about me being an artist, is how my life can just correlate with the paintings that I'm making. And if anyone is a bit confused, the last painting that I made, I think it was just I forgot what I tried to have it simple as, but the main example I can give you guys is the painting I made for my mom. I was going through like a really tough time with making sure I put energy into myself, making sure I take care of myself. And during that whole process of me making that painting was also the process of me learning how to pour as you can see in like in the painting itself, the woman is literally pouring water on herself. She's nurturing herself. That whole time that I was working on that painting, I was learning to nurture myself. So I just completed this. So this is, Maz in the future. I originally was so lost with how I wanted this piece to come out. I really needed to let go and just let it do its thing, because the more I was focused on trying to make it into something that it wasn't, the more I was just getting frustrated. Now, what I mean by being lost, how this painting is kind of correlating with life right now, there's one part of me that is, the best way I can put it is, I have my creative side, and then I have my logical side, or more of my safety side. I don't know what to label it, but one side is really wanting a stable lifestyle, especially now, and is afraid to be out of her comfort zone. The other side is begging to be outside of their comfort zone, but still relies on the other side to, have some sort of, thumbs up, like, hey, yeah, you're safe to just go ahead and jump off a bridge. I don't know. But I've noticed that the more I try to have these two sides of myself I don't know how to put it, like, the more I try to have them work together, the more struggle I'm having. It's hard to explain, but I feel that I just need to let go, and it's really just about life. Like, wherever life takes me, I really need to just learn to just let life take its course. I have. And in all honesty, I think the blue is really helping me figure out what I can do for the background. But yeah, this is just literally one of those days where sometimes you just gotta let your mind take over and just see what it comes up with. And honestly, I really like the expression, when in doubt, flower it out. So, if you're ever having a creative struggle where you honestly don't know if you want to draw a person or you're just struggling, period, draw a psychedelic, weirdy looking flower thing, and it'll all work out in the end. So, I'll go to bed. Painting, or let's paint. Okay, so this is the base. I'm gonna wait for it to dry to go ahead and start on what I have in mind. Trust the process. Okay, I know it looks like chicken shit right now, but trust the process. So we're gonna let that dry off for a minute, and then we'll get back to it.
Like, this needs to be clarified, and we'll do it.
this part I'm gonna do without recording because I really need to be close to my face and I don't have that stand yet, so I've been going through a little bit of a turmoil in my own world because I'm at a point in my life where I'm just contemplating everything, trying to figure out everything while also reminding myself that I'm not going to have all the answers, and I'm solidified on an idea and I can finally breathe when I have what I think is the answer, and then it turns out after a couple of days I'm back to square one all over again. So emotional roller coaster that I'm going through is just for the time being. And to kind of tell you what that emotional turmoil is as short as I can, as short as possible. And I'm very motivated, more than I've ever been, to coming home and painting. Since I've gotten older now and we have this little nice thing called adult life that's starting to kick in, the child in me wants to still have that time, wants to still be in that moment where creating didn't have a agenda to it. Time is not as open as it was when I was in high school, middle school. It's become more strict, especially now that I have, more people in my life. I just came up with a realization, which made me wanted to record in the first place, was that the main thing I always complain about is that I don't have enough time. When I think that I don't have that much time, I'm thinking of when I never had any responsibility. And when I didn't have any responsibility, I never utilized that time to do what I'm currently doing right now with more responsibility. It's like, you ask God or whatever you believe in for a specific thing, and in your mind you have a version of that specific thing that you want. But when you take a step back and realize that you've always had that thing, it's just not in the way that you want it. It's in the way of what, it's given as. You tend to have this feeling of needing to appreciate it, because once it's taken away, you're going to wonder, like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? So to kind of answer my own question, I do have the time. It might not be the time that I want. It might not be the time that I need, but I do have time. I have a pretty easy schedule of going to work, gym, and painting. I'm practically living the life that I want. Now, of course, this isn't where I want to be permanently, but this is where I'm at currently. Okay, here I was just adding a whole bunch of dots because honestly that's the first thing that came to my mind looking at this. And this part I was kind of hesitant on because I didn't know how it was going to look, but overall afterwards I'm kind of liking it. So
Are you painting or recording?
Yeah. while I was recording this, I was trying to make this into a reel for Instagram, so it was only caught vertical instead of horizontal, so that's why it's in such a funky perspective, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm coming towards the end of this video, and here are the results. My name is Maz, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.